Welcome. We are in northern West Virginia today, and we are walking a creek where I have found a Native American artifact down here that has to be one of the oddest and one of the most debated type artifacts found around here. A lot of people say these are practice points, or maybe it was just a small child learning how to make points or knives out of flint. But I don't think that's the case here. This seems to be the case of a salvaged piece put to good use afterwards. And I think all of these native artifacts that we find in this creek are washing out of these flats right here. You can see this bank I showed you last time. You see how it's eaten away right here about 3 feet down? Even more so back in that turn up there. But once this creek is rushing a few times a year, it eats away at that bank. And anything lost in there by natives over the time gets washed out. And the reason I think they're coming out right here and not washing from way up the creek up there is because this. I've got the point laying right here on this gravel bar. And that makes probably 3 or 4 pieces that are unbroken that I found on that gravel bar. And if you know anything about hunting creeks, if you find stuff in a creek like this, if it's whole, it hasn't traveled very far, because not much can survive in all this sandstone right here. Let's go down here and pick this up. I marked it with a stick so I wouldn't lose it. I didn't find anything else up that way. Right here, it appears to be made out of Flint Ridge chert or flint from Ohio, which is, as the crow flies, like I say, about maybe 85 or 90 miles from here. But I want you to look at this piece. I don't know if this side's still good. I haven't picked it up yet, but I can tell what it is just by looking at it. Let's pick it up. Maybe just suffered one little tip off of that ear right there. Look at that. And I can see why people would think this was a practice point or maybe somebody learning. But what has happened here is, you can see the base of this, how wide it is. That would have been a knife, hafted in a handle. And that knife probably, you know, it may have been 4 or 5 inches long. But what's happened is, I would say this person accidentally dropped the knife. And if you know anything about flint or chert, it's real brittle, like glass, and it'll break. So what they've done, they've left it in the handle where it's broken off right above the handle. They've worked it back, chipped pieces back, and made that into a sharp edge on there. And this would have been used probably as like a little wood chisel or a hide scraper, because if you know anything about curing hides, these people didn't have textiles. They had to use animal skins for clothing. And if you don't scrape all of that meat off the back of the inside of the hide, it'll decay and all the hair will fall out of the hide. That is a really nice piece, a repurposed tool, and they didn't let anything go to waste. You come back now.